Thank you, Sophie. Thank you, Sophie Cunningham. I appreciate you for confirming what we all knew anyway. She confirmed it without even trying to confirm it, y'all. Shout out to Sophie Cunningham. She was on her podcast. I'm telling you, she dropped gems. She give us content every time she drop an episode. Keep this podcast going, Sophie. Keep it rolling. She went on her podcast and said she was going on this whole tangent about how, yeah, when these teams got their systems, you kind of just got to learn and blend into the system or it's just not going to go well, yada, yada, yada. And then Caitlin Clark gets brought up. And what happens is she confirms that Caitlin Clark had to change things in that system so that she could try to play her game. She jammed Stephanie White all the way up. Stephanie White's system was not catered to or built around Caitlin Clark. Make no mistake about it. And I'm going to show and prove it to you. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification. Let's go. Sophie Cunningham was on her podcast. And she got to talking about the Indiana Fever system and Stephanie White and Kelsey Mitchell with Caitlin Clark and how it all meshes together. And long story short, it wasn't meshing together. Caitlin Clark had to forcefully make some changes. She had to. And let's break it down. Go ahead, Sophie.
I also think that go
ahead.
That's
crazy. I didn't realize that. She's just young. I just didn't.
Because those types of athletes, they get to come into an organization, they have the green light and they can do whatever they want. Where that is very rare to get drafted and be able to control the whole system.
Right. Was CC making decisions
yeah.
Within, yeah.
As she should.
No way.
As she should. But I also think that go
that's
ahead.
crazy. I didn't realize that. She's just young. I just didn't think that.
But when you have a generational talent like that, she should have a lot to say of the system. I also think when you have when she got in with Kelsey.
Now, before she gets into the Kelsey Mitchell part, Stephanie White, you knew you were coming to the Indiana Fever. You should already know the system Caitlin wants to play. Why did she have to make changes to your system to play her game? And we also know that this did not go over so smoothly because we saw Stephanie White taking shots at her on TV. We saw the back and forth argument when Caitlin Clark was going off on her in the tunnel during the Atlanta Dream game when they were going into the tunnel for halftime. We saw Stephanie White play Caitlin Clark at small forward. We saw Caitlin Clark play small forward for an entire game. So don't get it twisted. Sophie is saying, yeah, Caitlin Clark has say-so, da-da-da. Caitlin Clark had to go enforce herself to say, hey, what the hell is going on? I'm not doing all this off-ball stuff. You got me playing small forward. I'm not getting to play my game. I'm about to force some changes to be made. That's what it is. But the fact of the matter is, it should not have come down to that. You knew where you were signing. You knew the player that the team was supposed to be built around. You're supposed to have a system in place that caters to her. Matter of fact, you're supposed to build the system with her. Hey, what do you like? What do you want to run here? What do you want to run there? How do you like that? You're supposed to build this thing out with her, not bring your Connecticut system, have her playing small forward for a handful of games, and now she got to change the system and enforce her power. Come on now. You got to read between the lines on some things. Here.
Mitchell, those two, it is very interesting to see how that they have. It is interesting to see how they've grown to be teammates because both of them need the ball in their hands.
Okay, yes, they both need the ball in their hands. But the difference is Kelsey Mitchell don't pass the ball once it's in her hands. Caitlin Clark does pass the ball. Caitlin Clark led the league in assists. What are we talking about here? I get it. Sophie is trying to make everybody, she's trying to give this story while making everyone look good as well. But the fact of the matter is, this is just more of an indictment on Stephanie White. That's all this is. You can't say Caitlin Clark, the system is built around her and she's building out the system, but at the same time, you got her playing small forward. At the same time, when Caitlin Clark is pulling up a logo three, when she's busting Breanna Stewart's eyeballs out from 38 feet, Stephanie White looks pissed off on the sideline. When Caitlin Clark is doing her thing, Stephanie White calls it hero ball. But she don't call it that when Kelsey Mitchell was doing her thing. So who is Stephanie White really building her system around? Caitlin Clark or Kelsey Mitchell?
But I think that they have played together enough that they both get that opportunity. And when they both can elevate each other, that team is unstoppable. You get what I'm saying?
I agree. When Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell are both playing like at a high level, and I do feel like they have good chemistry. Like we saw it second half of the season, even at points this season. Like I don't think there was ever a Kelsey Mitchell, Caitlin Clark thing. I think it was a Stephanie White system thing. That's how I feel. I feel like Kelsey Mitchell she's fast. She get up and down, but she could score in the half court. Stephanie White wanted to play in the half court. She wasn't getting up and down. And Caitlin Clark's game is nonstop breakneck up tempo, getting up and down. And Stephanie White did not want to run that system, and they collided. Now, Sophie Cunningham is saying that, yeah, Caitlin Clark enforced her power and made changes as she should. And we've heard Sophie Cunningham in other interviews say, hey, when Caitlin playing, we got to play a different way. You know, it's a different system when she play, as it should be. As it should be. Like, if y'all didn't want to play that way, y'all should have never came. Y'all should have never showed up. It's that simple. It's that simple. This is more of an indictment on Stephanie White, if you ask me, man.
Also, I guess you guys played at Iowa this year.
Let me see.
Because those types of athletes, they get to come into an organization, they have the green light, and they can do whatever they want. Where that is very rare to get drafted and be able to control the whole system.
Right. Was CC making decisions like?
Yeah.
Within, yeah.
As she should.
No way.
As she should. But I also think that go ahead.
That's crazy. I didn't realize that. She's just young. I just didn't think that.
But when you have a generational talent like that, she should have a lot to say of the system. I also think when you have when she got in with Kelsey Mitchell, those two, it is very interesting to see how that they have. It is interesting to see how they've grown to be teammates because both of them need the ball in their hands. But I think that they have played together enough that they both get that opportunity. And when they both can elevate each other, that team is unstoppable. You get what I'm saying?
Fair point. This is the first comment. Look, it all started when Steph said she didn't like CC playing hero ball. And this was right after the Liberty game where she hit those back-to-back threes in 38 seconds. Steph was not happy about those shots she took, but then turned around and told Kelsey Mitchell and Ari McDonald to let it fly. That is a fact. That is the facts of the matter right there. Get down in the comments and let me know what y'all think about this. This is Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel.